welcome to another episode of the Totally Not a Podcast. I am your host, Jake. Today we are joined by my good friend,
Kiba.
And then we are also joined by my other good friend,
Connor.
And I'm Jake.
That's Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Believe it or not, this is me. It's not a ghost, I swear. My voice is perfectly normal.
It's not Jake having been dragged through the dirt, tied to the back of a pickup truck for the last 30 minutes.
No, absolutely not.
He was fighting ninjas and got karate chopped in the throat, so his voice is a little messed up.
I was trying to be humble. I wasn't going to tell anyone about that, Connor.
And by ninjas, he meant space aliens.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling him. I don't want you to seem like you're bragging.
I appreciate that.
He used his space jujitsu to fight off the space aliens.
Yeah.
Today we'll be hanging out, having some fun. We're going to be talking about everything under the sun. Life, love, in the pursuit of
getting cheaper gas.
Can't
always finding the gas station that's 1 cent cheaper than the next.
Yeah,
you gotta do it.
You got it.
Every gas station I look at, I think, it was $2.15 at the last one.
Man, I'll drive across town for that cheaper gas.
I will spend more money than I save.
Exactly.
It's
worth it.
I am not one of those people.
Dude, I'm not either. I just thought that
it's
was
for
funny.
the bit.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
You're in the middle of a bit, man. You're doing great.
He's always in the middle of a bit. He never knows it.
Later in the show, we're going to be having our first ever film club meeting. We're going to be trying to educate Connor on, just generally what a movie is. I hope you find out today. I really do.
Yeah, I've seen like 6 movies ever.
So we're upping that today to 7. We're going to be watching and talking about Robert Rodriguez's cult classic, From Dusk Till Dawn. Just a taste, a little tease. Ooh. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Oh, okay. I didn't like the way that you started that. I didn't like the way you started that, but we'll get into it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You don't start a good opinion with hitting the brakes.
Yeah.
At the beginning of a good opinion.
I haven't told Kiba anything.
I hope not.
About how I feel about it.
I hope not.
Pretty much just gave him the same response. Hey.
But yeah, that's it. At the tail end of the show, we're going to be having some fun. We're going to play some games. We have one new one and then one returning one. So
is it the anime game?
It is not. It is a different returning one.
Is it the anime game?
I'll bring the anime game back, though. I know you love it.
Dude, I love the anime game.
I'll bring it back.
I have to redeem myself.
You sucked big time.
I did.
Yeah, I'll bring it back.
Is it the anime game?
It is, actually.
Nice.
The anime game?
Nice.
You figured it out.
But when I said that, you said no.
Hey, remember whenever you were the game host?
Oh.
How was that, man?
Unfortunately, I do. I had a blast, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know how you guys felt about it, besides you just having told me right before I said that you thought it was a good time.
No,
but
I thought you did great.
Yeah, it was a really fun time. I tried to pick games that you guys wouldn't expect. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, I also had a really good time with it. I thought you did a really good job.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, whenever you had messaged us beforehand, like, hey, come up with 6 or 7 jokes or whatever and have those ready. I thought you were going to go with like a you laugh, you lose kind of game. Yeah. That's what I was expecting. And then whenever it was, we had to make you laugh, I was like, oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I wanted jokes specifically because I have a very distasteful sense of humor. So I wanted to see, I know, right?
No.
Not me. But I wanted to see what you guys would come up with if you didn't know they were for me.
Right.
You know, like if the jokes you came up with were actually funny. I wanted to hit you with like, oh, just jokes, don't worry about it. Just jokes,
yeah.
Every single one of mine were funny. Every single one,
every single one.
Yeah.
10 out of 10s, every single
Your
one.
fish joke? Your fish joke? I
That was the highlight.
So fucking hard at that joke.
And yes, it was mine. I crafted it.
Editor, insert a clip.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's the laugh right there, man.
I laughed unbelievably hard about that. And then that laugh you just heard, same laugh when I was doing the audio for that episode.
That's how it really
exact same laugh. Completely forgot about that joke, and you said, what do you call a fish without the eyes? And I said, what? And you said it, and I died. And in queue with myself, we laughed together. Me and past me.
That's a good one.
That's beautiful. I love that.
So yeah, I gotta give it to you, man. You got me with that joke.
Thank you.
I thought my best joke was the one about the crowded room.
That was actually your best joke. Was it 13 Jews walk into a bar, 18 black men walk into a bar,
14 whites, 17 Asians.
And you got about there, and Kiba was like,
Yes, I think we're gonna have to cut this one. You said, it's crowded in here, and I fucking lost it.
That was good.
On that one in particular, I think I tried to stifle that laugh more than I did on any of the other laughs. Because I really didn't want to give you that laugh. I feel like I fought that one for like 20 seconds before it got out.
It wasn't anything offensive, it was just crowded.
No, I just didn't want you to get that because it was such a long joke and I didn't see it coming that I was kind of upset that it was so good.
Oh man, I actually love jokes that are long and drawn out and then the punchline to it is actually not even a punchline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like your life.
That shit'll make me laugh.
I will also say, for that second game, super rushed. It was like 3 days beforehand, and the other game I wanted to do, which I'm going to do at a later point, so I can't spoil it for you, please. But the other game I wanted to do, I just couldn't find the resources I needed for it, so last second I was like, okay, what's a game they won't see coming? And I thought about it, and I thought, well, they both are forced to take in my interests all of the time. I do nothing but shove things I think are cool onto you guys. So I thought, alright, they should both be able to easily answer, what's Kiba's favorite thing?
I've kind of made fun of you for that before. Like, hey, do you know about this? No, not really. Here's the entire fucking history about it. Watch this YouTube documentary.
Yeah, there's some stuff like, in particular, we talked about it last episode. We were at work one morning and Elden Ring Night Rain had been dropped like 2 nights before that, or I think it might have been the night before that. And Connor, first thing that morning, goes, hey man, have you heard about this new Elden Ring game?
Yeah, I know everything about it.
I've already studied everything.
I unloaded on this man over the course of the next 8.5 minutes, and then I was like, do you want to see the trailer? I'll show you the trailer.
Oh, I'll go frame by frame.
I will upload it right now. Did you see that he's using the same sword that I use? Right now. On my main character.
Must be a good ass sword if even they are using it in their trailers.
I will say I'm excited to play that with you guys. Yeah,
I
know nothing about it, and I'm not even a big Elden Ring fan, but it'll be fun to play with you guys.
I've been working really hard to get our recording set up to a level where we can do 3 of us on 3 separate units with 3 separate microphones, so we can do that game the way it should be played. Because it's on a 3-day cycle. You can only play the game for 3 days. So I thought that's the perfect timer. We just start a world, we get maybe 3 episodes out of it max, and it's just 1 day. All we're doing that day is Elden Ring. It'll be the perfect cut and dry series. It's not too long, there's not too much attached. It'll be a perfect tester series for what we want to do with that.
What is this 3-day limit thing?
Is that because it's like a roguelike?
Yeah, the world hard resets after 3 days because it is a multiplayer co-op experience that is randomized each time, and it is on a timer. So when you go in, you build your character, you play with your teammates, and then at the end it resets.
Is that like 3 real life days or like in-game days?
I have no clue.
Excellent.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm assuming it's 3 in-day games.
Yeah.
Or
in-game
3 in-game days.
I did
Yeah,
the
you know what I
same
mean.
thing.
You know what I mean, dog. But I'm gonna assume it's like a 5-ish hour reset.
Okay.
You know? So
I assume it's their take on a roguelike, where you start over with a new build on the next time.
So
and
I'm hoping that it's around 4.5 to 5 hours per take. That way we can just sit down one day, record essentially the whole game, put out a series, and be done. And it's a good tester. It'll help us figure out what we need to do, where our failing points are, how to get better at doing that multi-screen, multi-audio track recording style. And we'll just get better from there.
I would love that.
Yeah.
they are just milking Elden Ring in a way that I feel like they have not in some of their other games, which is good. I mean, Elden Ring sold a shitload. Everyone loves it.
The biggest thing that Elden Ring has to its advantage is its scope.
Yeah.
It's a game that's far larger in scope than any of the other Souls-like games in the past. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, fucking Bloodborne even.
Yeah.
Those games were very pigeonholed into a strategic straight line movement pattern with a lot of zigs and zags, but essentially still a straight line movement pattern through the game. Elden Ring gives you a lot more to explore, gives you a lot more lore, and it gives them a lot more spin-off points that you didn't get from those previous games, you know?
You think they're going to go down the same path that they did with Skyrim and just release it in 47 different ways with different bundles? And...
No.
That's
they're
definitely not
stupid.
a From. That's
they're
not
not
From
stupid.
stuff.
From Software's style is give them just enough of what they want for them to ask for more and then disappear for a decade.
I mean, you say stupid, but I mean, Bethesda GameWorks has made $1 billion by doing that.
They have.
I mean,
They have.
They can fund like every project ever that
that's
they
the
want to
thing,
do.
though.
They
Bethesda
went and looked at
Studios-
Starfield and went, oh, this underperformed. whatever.
That's
We can re-release Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Bethesda Studios, though, is they didn't start behaving that way until they had enough of a bankroll behind them to get away with it.
Exactly.
And FromSoft games don't have that bankroll until now.
Yeah.
But now I think that they're using that bankroll very effectively because they're stopping and they're looking directly at what their fans want and going, okay, if we're going to spin this off, how can we spin this off in a way that's effective for the players that enjoy the game, but also effective at pulling in players from other genres without butchering the source material?
Yeah, the fact that they are branching off into still the Elden Ring DNA, but splicing in so much other juice into it is really interesting. Yeah.
You immediately commented on its roguelike style.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I love roguelike.
Yeah, I've never seen a roguelike
I hate
game.
them.
Do you really?
Yeah, he does. I am also not a fan of playing them. Love watching them, love watching the lore. But I've never seen a roguelike game ever in my entire history as a gamer, all 25 years of it, that I've gone, fuck, dude, I gotta pick that up.
I gotta play it right now.
But as soon as I saw the Night Rain trailer, I went, fuck, dude, I gotta pick that up.
I actually really didn't even start playing any kind of roguelikes until like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Fucking Hollow Knight, whatever.
Hollow Knight's not a roguelike.
I know,
Idiot.
but you're gonna get there. You always do.
I haven't played Hollow Knight in a while. I've been on
See,
Dead Cells.
you got there.
I've been on
Scrub.
Dead Cells.
I also loved it last episode. I don't know if it got cut from the episode, but actually I know it got cut from the episode because I edited the audio for it. But in the last episode, we went to the recommended page. Connor recommended the same thing you recommended last week.
Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, he immediately went, I gotta recommend this game I'm playing called Dead Cells. And Jake went, no.
No, last week. Oh.
I've heard that before.
And it was so funny because Connor went, no, I didn't.
I think I was like, you know what? I'll go first. I'll do Dead Cells. You said, no, you did that last week. And I was like, okay, Kiba, go first.
You guys are fun to record this podcast with.
Yeah, that last one was a lot of fun. This one so far, we'll see.
I've gotta say, this one so far, big dick energy.
Yeah.
Big dick energy.
We came straight out into the game talk. We gave some very informative talk about Night Rain. And what was the other game we talked about? Did we talk about another game?
That's
Night
it.
Rain? What was
That's
it?
it.
Okay. We talked very informatively about Night Rain. We had a lot of things to say. We used big words. We used them in plenty.
Dude. We
Very well put.
we make many words sound
We
good.
do.
Yeah.
We do. IGN, we're coming for that bag.
Dude. Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, your
can't
day's
even-
over.
Yeah,
your
you
day's
guys
over.
can't even secure the gaming information market.
Come on.
Scrubs.
Speaking of Night Rain, seeing this wacky mishmash DNA, is there any game that just hasn't been made that you would love to see? Like, I had the idea because I love XCOM. I love those kind of strategy kind of games like that. Especially those turn-based ones like that. And I had the idea, I was like, man, I would love to see an XCOM mashed up with Star Wars. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan, but I think it would be so cool to have your army of, even if you're rebels or stormtroopers, whatever, and just being able to command a battlefield and play through like that. I think that would be so cool.
So you're thinking battlefield strategy?
Like a tactics kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thing?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you thinking squad-based tactics? You control a squad of 5, and then you can move 2 other squads you have positioned around the battlefield?
Be cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you thinking larger scale than XCOM, or were you thinking still just
I was still thinking a small battalion. You could do just your 6 or 7 people, how many ever, and you could still have your AT-ATs or your AT-STs and still be able to command those and move those around and squash those rebel scum. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know that they've ever made a Star Wars tactics game. I know they've done a lot of MMOs and things like that.
I don't know if they have.
Yeah.
They've actually got 4 of them. I was just pulling one up to show you.
Is they really? How recent are they?
Not very.
Oh, okay.
Not in any way. I don't want to say I'm showing you just to be they made that. I'm showing you to show you they did make that. It looks like shit.
I'm sure
they
does.
need to remake it now.
Yeah.
You're thinking about Star Wars Empire at War, essentially, which is their Star Wars tactics game where you have a squad of mechanized units and then little guys.
Is that more of an RTS though?
It is essentially an RTS, but you only control parts of the squad. So you have
Gotcha.
8 guys and then 2 tanks that you control. And you click on them and you move them around and you click their attack. So it's very similar, but
It's because I
It looks like shit, though, as you can see. It's not anything near as cool as what I'm picturing when you describe it.
Cause I used to play a lot of like Command and Conquer. Like I used to play a lot of RTSs. Yeah, they were a lot of fun. But I've gotten to the point where I much prefer that like turn-based style of being able to sit and strategize and go, okay, I need to go this way and I need to go this way.
You like having time to think?
I do. I need it.
See, the only thing I've ever really played like that was Halo Wars back in the day.
Which
Halo
again is an
Wars 1
RTS.
and 2.
It is an RTS. Well, Halo Wars, it's a mix of RTS, though, because it does have some tactics-style stuff in segments, but it's not very frequent.
I kind of think it was turn-based, too.
It is turn-based.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I only ever heard it was RTS, so I stayed away from it.
It's turn-based to a degree, so you're like 8 turns per squad, if that makes sense, and then it goes back to them. So it's an RTS tactics style, so it borrows from tactics, but it's not essentially a tactics game. But it's super fucking fun.
Did those?
I never played it because I always just thought it was straight.
We should do some grab bag in like Halo Wars 2 or something.
Yeah,
Make Connor do it.
Did those kinds of games ever really get super popular?
Oh yeah, Halo Wars especially. I think they were probably the biggest of that style of RTS.
Was that
Especially
probably
in
just
that
because
era.
it was Halo?
That and because it was easily accessible and you could play it on any hardware.
You play it on a console.
Yeah. You play it on any hardware, including your phone, can emulate it incredibly well.
I remember pre-ordering. I think it might have been some kind of special edition, so that way you got early access to the mythic maps that you couldn't have access to yet on Halo 3. Mm-hmm. And so, fucking spent $120 on that fucking game.
I gotta say, Halo 3 Mythic Map Pack, absolutely legendary.
Gold.
Absolutely legendary. Do you remember the Mythic Map Pack?
I don't think I remember.
Did you ever get the skulls?
Fuck yeah, I did, dude.
The one where you had to like escape the map and keep putting the tubes out to block the lasers.
Yeah, dude, we're doing that shit at some point.
Yeah, back in that era, me and my friends, we played plenty of Halo 3, but we were all in on Call of Duty 4, so that's what we
you
played.
Fucking slider.
We didn't play as much Halo.
I'm so excited for us to have the 3-person setup to record because there will be a lot of days where it's like, all right, let's do some grab bag, and I'll go, all right, everybody, load up Master Chief Collection. We're playing Halo 2 multiplayer for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I would love to just do just the 3 of us in like a custom match and just do like a free for all and like do some really wacky stuff. Like we used to do where one of us would be invisible, super fast, and with an energy sword, and then everyone else just had guns, and it would be like 4 against 1.
We should do that in Blood Gulch because I feel like that's
we did
one.
A bunch of Blood Gulch,
I know that map like the back of my hand. So if we made like you, I feel like respectfully are the worst FPS player in the group. I would love to give you like a rocket launcher and an energy sword and make you invisible.
Yeah,
and it's just me and Connor with sniper rifles and shotguns. Right. So there's one close range weapon and one long range. Yeah, and you start in the middle of the map. Me and him start at each base, and we're just trying to beat each other's score, killing you.
Yeah, no, I would love to do just a bunch of random custom maps like that and custom gameplay stuff.
We also need to.
That sounds fun.
We need to hop into Halo Infinite so we can go see the Red vs. Blue tribute.
I have not.
There's a tribute in there?
Yeah, it's
I played a little bit of Halo Infinite. I'm like halfway through the game.
They made the podcast set.
I downloaded the Master Chief Collection, played all of those, kind of just like burned through it, got to Halo Infinite and started playing it, and then I kind of just halfway through it was like, dude, I'm kind of burnt out on Halo right now.
Yeah.
4 and 5 just left such a meh taste in my mouth that when Infinite came out, I just went, I don't know that I have it in me. I don't know that I want to be hurt again.
I actually did not play 5. I was playing all these on PC, and 5 wasn't on PC. It's only on Xbox.
I remember liking 5 more than 4, but it was still just such a bitch to play as with not John, because that's Master Chief. What's Locke?
Yeah, Spartan Locke.
Trying to like hunt down Master Chief for like 3/4 of the game, and it's like, man, I wanted to play as Master Chief. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We got sidetracked. Do you guys have any games that?
Oh my god! We got so sidetracked.
If you could make or play,
real quick, to add on to yours, when you were first describing it, I was picturing like a full battlefield where you could switch between squads of 6 and control them. That would be cool. Where there's like an armored squad, an infantry squad, and a scouter squad, and you bounce back and forth between the 3 doing.
So you can set up like big like flanks and pincer moves and stuff like that.
Or like you have 3 moves before the enemy shows up, so you can set up ambushes and stuff like that. You know.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But you're up. Game you would like to see made, bitch.
See, I don't have any good answer on like a theme or a type of game that I would like to see made. the first thing I start thinking about is just the things that are important to me about games, and one of the things is like being able to level up your character as much as possible as early as possible, so you can play as much of the game as possible with like good equipment and shit. Yeah, grinding. Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised.
Have you heard of WoW?
Yeah. Wow. I'm surprised you didn't say Hollow Knight 2 immediately.
See, I was gonna jokingly say that actually when he first said any games you want to come out. I was gonna just jump in and say Hollow Knight 2. But,
thank God he didn't, right?
Thank God. It's coming someday.
Something with a nice, long story mode to it. So that way, whenever you reach the end, you feel satisfied, like you've played an entire fucking game. I've played so many games where you reach the end and it's like, well, damn, man, I'm not done with it, you know?
That's something that
I'm the exact opposite. I want a short campaign.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have time to play anymore.
I feel like you said you want a long story, but I feel like you want a medium story and a long grind.
Yeah,
because when
I want
you
a lot of
grind,
gameplay.
When you grind, you're playing a lot in the story. You're just not progressing the story. I feel like if the story's too long and you do a bunch of grinding, then it's just too much.
Right.
There's certain games, in my opinion, like Call of Duty, which for me, part of the fun is the grind.
Right.
But that's the only part of the fun. You know, because the story is decent, but you can't grind during the story, so there's no point in doing the story. You know?
Yeah, for Call of Duty games, the whole fun of the story is for those big, stupid action set piece
Bombastic.
moments. Yeah,
I like games like Borderlands where you can stop, spend 6 hours grinding, and then do 20% of the story in an hour if you want. You know?
Yeah.
Or you can take your time and do 20% of the story in 6 hours if you listen to all the dialogue and everything.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, see, one last thing that I will say is make it a big, nice, open world Metroidvania type of game, where as you unlock more shit, you gain access to more areas in the game. Like fucking, for example, there's always a cliff that you can't jump high enough to get on top of until you get the double jump or something like that. You know what I mean?
What you want is Elden Ring.
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, because I think you said you hadn't played them. You need to check out the Ori games. They're on Game Pass.
I have played them just a little bit.
Yeah, they are. They're. I mean, Metroidvania is just like you described, and they are gorgeous to look at. They're a lot of fun. They control super well.
They really are gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's,
they are beautiful.
It's a style for sure.
Yeah,
and it kind of takes a little getting used to, but after like 10 minutes, you're in it.
Yeah, see, I started playing one of them. I don't remember which one it was that I downloaded, but I definitely started playing it, and I was having fun with it. But I just kind of moved on to another game and whatever. I think that's when I went back to playing Dead Cells.
Of course. Moved on to another game, and by onto another game, he means moved back to the game he is
that he was already still playing.
Because I was playing it on PC, now I'm playing it on Xbox.
Yeah, that's cool, dog.
I got so much farther on Xbox than I ever have on PC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not really particularly impressed.
I am impressed with myself, enough for the two of us.
Is there any old like franchise that is kind of dead or dormant that you want to see come back at some point?
If
Jak and Daxter.
Jak and Daxter would be sick.
I never played those back in the day, but I know there's a huge fan base for them.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, I love Conker's Bad
There's only
Fur
one,
Day. Holy
right? They never
shit.
make.
Live and Reloaded.
Yeah, technically there's two, but it's not actually a second game. It's just DLC packs for the first game that give it extra shit.
Yeah.
But you had to buy a whole separate fucking disc and everything back then, you know?
Of course.
Yeah, Conker Live and Reloaded for the Xbox. That was the first one I ever played, and I loved those
I
games.
played it on the N64, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I played the
OG.
original version.
OG,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it was fucking raunchy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shit spewing corn on the cob, fucking weird dude, the sunflower with big tits.
Yeah.
God, that's
The
sunflower.
bees trying to have sex with that big flower.
I still can't believe that came out on a Nintendo
Dude,
console.
right?
That is
never again.
what?
Literally never again. It
Never.
will never happen.
Yeah.
They were greenlighting everything. It happened once, and they said, no.
No, don't do that. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm honestly surprised that Xbox hasn't like taken that and tried to revitalize it in some way.
Same.
I would
They own
love
the
it if
IP
they
to
did.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They own
Because
the
it's a
IP.
Rare joint, isn't it? Yeah, they own Rare now.
I might have talked about this on the last episode, but they announced that they are doing a Fable, like a new Fable, and I can't fucking wait for that, man.
And it's wild because the Fable is from Playground Games, who did the Forza Horizon series.
Yeah.
So to go from a open world
Immersive
racing,
sim. An open world
immersive
sim racing game.
to a
Which,
open world RPG like that is
mind you, open world racing sims not an easy market to be in.
No,
Yeah.
and
Those
Forza's
games-
basically fucking
Yeah,
cornered it.
those games are phenomenal. And in my opinion,
Gorgeous.
in my opinion, some of the prettiest games ever developed with realism and graphics that is just unseen in some other games. So I think that's hype as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they do for Fable.
See,
It's
I've
a-
never really played Forza.
I honestly haven't either, but I'm not a big racing fan, but I enjoy the series from afar.
I've played a decent amount of it, and I've also seen a lot of the publicity surrounding it because some of the YouTubers I watch do modded Forza races a lot, and they
Okay.
do reviews on like modded maps, and they're all pretty phenomenal. Even the community-made maps are really well done.
Yeah.
Nice. Do
Yeah.
they have like hyper realistic fucking levels and stuff like that?
It's footage that is oftentimes mistaken for real life.
If you
Really?
just happen to see it
Yeah.
and you don't even know, and you just kind of like look at it at a glance, you could be like, oh yeah, that looks like Australia or wherever the game is set. You know, yeah.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I know they keep kind of pushing back Fable. I think they said it was going to be this year, but we'll
gonna
see.
be.
I wouldn't
I
be
don't
surprised
think
if
it's
it's.
gonna be.
I wouldn't
Don't
be surprised
say-
if it's 2026.
Don't
yeah.
say that out loud. Stop.
We want it to take longer because games with longer development cycles come out better.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah,
Their developers get paid more, they get more time to polish the game, and the games oftentimes come out less buggy.
How
that's
is Cyberpunk 2077 right now?
Fucking phenomenal.
The only ever discourse I see about Cyberpunk is how shitty it is because it had such a terrible
launch.
launch.
Terrible
It had
launch,
a
yeah.
phenomenally
People
awful
still dog
launch.
on that game for having a bad launch. I think, and this is a boastful opinion, I think it's one of the prettiest and most immersive games ever created, and I think it will hold that title for a very long time.
It already
Man.
had a phenomenally long dev cycle, but if it had taken another 2 years to
Yeah.
come out, oh, it would have been people's like top picks.
Well,
like,
But looking at the
You've
way...
shown me this. This looks real.
Looking at how Cyberpunk looks and runs now compared to launch, it's a different game. This game does not have any issues. This game is beautiful and plays incredibly well. The story is amazing, the character development's good, the leveling background's good. I spent 100 hours just leveling my character. Then I finished the story because it was that fun.
See, I feel like I've heard that a lot about this game. Obviously, when it came out, it had a bad launch, but as time goes on, I feel like more and more people are saying, like, dude, the game's just the best game ever made now. And
It
whatever,
really
whatever.
is. And like seeing some of the realism mod stuff that's come out, this shit does not look like a video game.
No, I'll give it to you.
yeah, it looks really, really good.
The people look
Some of the-
surprisingly like people.
There's something about the facial expressions. I don't think no matter how realistic you make it, like the facial expressions just don't look perfect.
There's only so much they can do through up-resing
Yeah.
mods and everything. Not to brag about it, but I think that a game has to be good for me to sink a certain amount of time into it. You guys know I'm a gamer. Probably more than most of the other gamers I know. If a game comes out, not only do I do a tremendous amount of lore research, I play those games, and I play the fuck out of them most of the time.
Yeah.
So for games like Cyberpunk to still be in the rotation for me and still be that high up, it's kind of crazy.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Since I like it.
Well, not even that. It's just, it's a big deal that you can like it for so long, if that makes sense.
That was funny, Connor.
I'm not biting. But like, there's a lot of games that you can like for a certain amount of time, you know? But
Yeah.
this game, you can like it for a long time. Because I'm not even done with this game. And I've got 263 hours in it, you know?
Hell yeah.
And it's like Hollow Knight is for you. It's a game that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, I beat it again recently and I kind of put it down and haven't thought about it
Anyway.
again.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. There's a whole lot of other games out there you can play.
I know.
I don't know if you know, but
You guys
there's a
wanna
wide
hear
world.
my-
I try
you
new
wanna hear my
games.
pick? Cyberpunk. I was gonna say that I really would like, if I was going to pick another game to be developed, I would want Cyberpunk, but on a much wider basis. I would want Cyberpunk on a countrywide basis, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So not localized to Night City, but
No, I would want it on a level where you can go see the disparity and the differences in community and NPCs and dialect. I would like it if you can go places and there's different accents and there's different kinds of dressing because people just have different styles, you know?
so something more
Okay.
akin to like GTA 5, where you have Los Santos, but you can go outside of the main city to other little small towns that have the countryside.
Imagine GTA 5 mixed with Witcher 3 mixed with Cyberpunk.
Hey,
You get the story depth and gameplay from Cyberpunk. You also get the depth of story from, you know, The Witcher.
Yeah.
But then you're getting that scope that you're getting from Grand Theft Auto and that level system that you're getting from Grand Theft Auto, where you can essentially level indefinitely.
I mean,
Okay.
You know?
I would say CD Projekt Red could probably do it. That's a...
Because they did make Witcher.
They did.
Yeah, so they have the assets.
They are working on Witcher 4 right now.
They are working on Cyberpunk Orion.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Cyberpunk Orion and Witcher 4 are in development. So I'm hoping both of those games are slam dunks and give me exactly what I just asked for. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, Witcher 3 was such a massive success for them. It's like, I don't know how they're gonna where they're gonna go for Witcher 4, because I'm not that big of a fan of Witcher 3. I played through the whole thing and I had a good time, but
I haven't played it since my first time playing it.
I've only played a very little bit of it.
It's just a game where there's a lot of, and I got to the point where I was like, man, I really want to be done with this, but I kind of want to see through it, and I drug through that last like 20 fucking hours, and then when it finally rolled credits, I went, thank God.
Finally.
Did you guys ever play Mercenaries back on the original Xbox,
No.
PS2?
I watched a friend play through almost all of it.
Dude, Mercenaries 1 and 2 are some of my all-time favorite games. They had that kind of GTA-style open worldness where in the first one you're going through and you're killing you're a mercenary and you're supposed to take down these dictators in this like island nation.
Yeah.
But it's this playground of destruction that they call it, and you can go through and just destroy everything. It had that early
like
Battlefield tech where you can like destroy buildings and blow out walls, and you were able to call in like airstrikes and all kinds of stuff and bring in vehicles. And
Battlefield Bad Company was almost kind of the same way, wasn't it?
Yeah. And those games were so much fun.
Battlefield Bad Company 2. Fuck me up.
I played, that was another one that I played a pretty good amount of that multiplayer, because it was just
smiley
so
face
good.
pin engraved in my head.
Yeah.
Forever. It'll be there
we'll
forever.
never forget. Also, that game had a story that was good.
See, I don't know that I ever really paid attention to the story. I threw the story, I think, in the second one, but I just went
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The second one, yeah. It's so good. So unnecessarily good.
That's me with just about every video game that I ever play. Just skip the cutscenes. Let me play the fucking
I just
game.
want to play the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to break that habit now. I'm an adult. You know, I miss being a kid and paying attention to shit, and I'm trying to pay more attention to shit. But like, how?
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite like story in games, or are they just all like, man, get that shit out of here?
Not
He would prefer if there
really.
were no dialogue options, period, in any video game he plays. He likes cutscenes you can skip without having to say anything.
Does Hollow Knight have like a story to it, or is it you are
Oh,
Bugman?
yeah.
Bugman kill bug people.
Hollow Knight's
Mostly
got
the latter.
Oh, okay.
Hollow Knight's
Mostly
got
the
kind of
latter.
a deep story to it, but I could not give you any of it.
Yeah, so mostly the latter.
So zero story in games. for
Yeah.
all gameplay.
Pretty
So-
much.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right
at all,
after
yeah.
you said Bugman kill bug thing, and I was like, it's mostly that. And he went, it's not that. I can't tell you anything about the rest of it. It's not that. I put like 200 hours into it, but it's not just that. Even though that's all I do, it's not just that.
Man, I think you think I play Hollow Knight a lot more than I really do.
I feel like you've probably got 200 hours in it total. Because you played it for 2 or 3 hours a day for about 2 months.
I think I've got 2 full playthroughs in it, and I think one's got like 58 hours and one's got closer to 50 hours. So a little over 100, I would say.
That's still a lot.
That's
Yeah.
still
That's
a
not
lot.
a lot. That's a good
That's not
chunk
a
of time,
laughable
yeah.
amount, except for the fact that I am laughing at that amount.
Still about half as much as you said.
Yeah, it's less than half of what I put into Cyberpunk, but you're still a nerdy ass bitch.
You're a nerdy ass bitch, dude. Shut up.
Do you have a favorite story?
Favorite story in gaming? Wow, that's a thinker, man. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Halo Reach.
Halo Reach is a good story.
Halo Reach
I
is
love
a really
that
good
ending.
fucking story.
I remember playing that for the first time,
Noble
and that
6, my dude. Noble
the
6.
the final mission, whenever it just says survive, and I
yeah.
went like,
Oh.
okay. And then I got to the point where I was like, oh, I understood. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm not
this is the
going to
end.
survive.
Oh,
Yeah.
it like really hit me. Yeah.
Well, and having read the novels, I almost said the novellas, but having read the novels, I will say it brings a lot of gravity to all that, because it's not tied in with the novels, but knowing that when they glass the planet, it's just after you die.
Yeah.
So like Noble 6, you are there, you are fighting, and it doesn't matter how hard you fight, it doesn't matter how long you fight. The moment you go down with that crack in your visor, they glass the planet.
And it's over.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how many you kill, there's no escaping that kind of plasma.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how
It's just
strong
fine.
your armor is or your shields are, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know? And that's terrifying,
It
knowing
is.
like he also knew he was gonna die.
Yeah.
He didn't want to live. He just wanted to kill as many of them as he could before
Yeah.
the glass got him.
Exactly.
You know? And I love that. I love that kind of fight. That hey, I'm here to die too. Let's die together.
Yeah, I'm taking all these Covenant bitches with me. And they are bitches. They are.
Sons of
Same Healy.
bitches.
Every single one of them. A bunch of bitches.
Every one of them. I think mine is the Bioshock 1. It's just, it's the
Bioshock.
all-time favorite story.
Dude.
It's also just my favorite game of all time.
The atmosphere in that game
Oh, it's so
is
good.
breathtaking.
Just right from out of the gate,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Well, and it's... Go ahead.
Bioshock Infinite, at the time, I thought that was one of the most beautiful games I had ever seen.
Infinite, I love Infinite, too. Infinite's fantastic.
Something I love about the original Bioshock is when that plane crashes, it's the 60s.
Yeah.
No one's coming for you.
Yeah.
The only reason you swim to that lighthouse is because you will drown and you will get eaten by sharks if you stay in the water.
And there's fire everywhere.
Yeah, there's no phone, there's nothing you can do. You get to the lighthouse, and the only reason you go down into the lighthouse is because where else are you
else to
going
go.
There's nowhere else to go, yeah.
And then you get into the biosphere pod, and you go down, and you listen to Jack Ryan give his speech, and you go, what the fuck am I
Yeah,
doing
what
this for?
is
Like, the
this?
whole
Yeah.
intro is just me thinking as a player, what the
Why?
fuck? Like, why? I mean, I
Yeah.
understand, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then as soon as you get to Rapture, the switch flips, and it's a horror game.
Yeah.
It's
in
so
a, in a massive way.
So good.
Yeah.
Man, I liked Bioshock a lot.
Good choice, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's-
good choice.
Yeah. I'll give it to ya. Have you played Closer to the Sun at all?
Never heard of it.
I guess it's kind of a short game. I've downloaded it twice and kind of started playing it. It's real slow, but it's very Bioshock-esque. Like, you fucking start off, and I think there's a plane crash, and you go into this lighthouse place, but there's more, like, electricity monsters involved in it and shit. But yeah, just seems cool.
So-
Just, again, very Bioshock-esque.
We've got Bioshock,
Yeah.
Halo Reach, and
Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, fuck
Tony
yeah,
Hawk
man.
Underground. The first
okay.
Underground. I was
I-
gonna say Guitar Hero. You start off as a band playing in a fucking garage, and you work your way up to the big stage.
I'm gonna give us a little bit of a soft segue here. Hey, Connor,
Yeah.
what's your favorite movie?
Lords of Dogtown.
Really?
Are
Lords
you-
of Dogtown.
are you
That's
serious?
your favorite movie?
Yep.
This guy loves skateboarding, I
Yeah,
guess.
that one
Yeah.
out there.
Is that Heath Ledger?
I don't know.
Of course. You know.
It's my favorite movie of all time. I don't know anything about it.
Jake, favorite movie of all time?
Full Metal Jacket.
Ooh, really? Okay, he's a Kubrick guy. Okay, all right.
Metal Jacket. It's one that I that and Pulp Fiction are my two at the
Dude.
very top.
I think you made the right choice, though. The depth in Kubrick films are
They're-
it's definitely much more nuanced than what you're getting at a lot of.
Tarantino stuff.
Yeah, Tarantino stuff's very direct, very to
Yeah,
the point.
right in your
Yeah.
face. Yeah, those were both movies that I saw way too young that just kind of shaped my love of film.
Well,
and that to
and
this
I'm
point,
sure-
it's like I go back to those being like, yeah, those are the movies that made me really love film.
I'm sure they also shaped your understanding of the world.
Oh, probably in a big way. Yeah,
I mean, that's
Whenever
a
I
conversation
was-
for another time. but
whenever I
yeah.
was too young to even understand it, was probably doing that.
Yeah. That's a good choice. Okay,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
good choices today from you.
Ah,
Alright,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Lords of Dogtown and fucking Full Metal Jacket. Okay.
That's a double feature right here.
Yeah,
That's
right
a double
there.
feature.
Yeah, definitely Lords of Dogtown after Full Metal Jacket.
Right,
A little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Palate cleanser, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go with Monsters Dark Continent.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
It does not surprise me.
Yeah.
It's an
I
indie film.
remember you talking about it, but I have not seen it either.
Yeah, Monsters and Monsters Dark Continent are both really good. I'm torn between the two of them, but I think Dark Continent is probably up there for me as the favorite.
Monsters? Was that Gareth Edwards? Was that his first movie?
I think so. I don't know if it was his first.
It was the one that blew him up. Am I thinking of the right movie?
No, you're right. It was. For some reason, I thought he was more established by this point, but no, this is October 2010, so this was Yeah.
You know?
Shit.
Yeah, and he's gone on to make massive movies now. Yeah.
Literally.
Was
The two new Jurassic Parks, right? Both of them? Or was it just Jurassic World Rebirth?
Okay. Yeah.
He did the
That's the new one. That's right. That's
Yeah.
the new one that's coming out. I was gonna say yeah. Did you see The Creator? Not to get too far off topic. But
No, I didn't, but I heard it kind of bombed.
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful movies, especially for its budget. It's on that same level of like Godzilla -1, where it's like, how did they stretch this budget?
You got to see Monsters. When you see that movie, you will be taken aback by the quality on the budget it had. He also did Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a very pretty movie.
I remembered Godzilla, but I didn't remember that he did Rogue One. Yeah, he did Monsters and Monsters Dark Continent, which are in my top 5 favorite movies. Yeah.
Very impressive that a director who's able to make such visually interesting and CG heavy movies, but still have good story and be able to follow through. It's not something you see a lot.
Something he did in Monsters in particular that I thought was a really wonderful directorial take on that was there's very little CG in it. There's bursts of it, but it's mostly the aftermath of the CG. You know what I mean?
So what's the cliff notes on the story?
So, Monsters takes place in a world where aliens landed on Earth. They are non-hostile.
Aliens.
Yeah. They are non-hostile, but they have some sort of fungus that is infecting a lot of the natural flora and fauna, you know?
Of course.
But they're massive, and they have many accidental kills because they're on a plane where they seem to not only not acknowledge our existence, but not care, you know?
Okay.
So they are just so separated from us that we don't know what to do with them. So we've quarantined a good chunk of the world where they landed, and we don't know what to do with them. They're not hostile. They're not mean. They're not hurting anything.
They're not trying to kill us, but
Yeah.
they just happen to be doing so.
Yeah, and the military response is heavy, but also light. They're not there to fight the aliens. They don't care about the aliens. They are the world at large is very happy with this neutral stance we've taken with them, you know?
Okay.
They don't want to upset the balance. And in Monsters, it's from the perspective of a guy who's a photographer and a journalist who is traveling through these quarantine areas documenting what's happening. He gets a call from his boss, whose daughter is also in the same area, and his job is now to get her home before the quarantine walls close. The entire story of the first movie is just their journey to the border. It's just him documenting the aftermath of what's happened to these war-torn countries and the breakdown of diplomacy in a lot of them, because now the governments don't care. They just don't want anything to do with it.
Right.
They want to box it in and they want to leave it. They don't care if gangs take over or if the aliens do whatever. They just want to keep this separate, perfect peace from them.
Did you ever see District 9?
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
That made me think of that movie, District 9.
It's much darker of a tone than District 9, but also much more realistic. It's not this violent gang war style thing. It's more
District
of
9 almost has this kind of cartoony, campy style
it
to
does.
it. Not in a derogatory way, but yeah.
Monsters is very much more of a refugee film. It's, hey, this is just how the world is now, and how did we get here? Nobody's angry about it.
Is that what it is? Is this whole thing basically an allegory or metaphor for refugee camps?
It gives you the tone that it's not necessarily an allegory for refugee camps as much as it is an allegory for how even the people who won come home refugees.
Right.
It doesn't matter how good you were, but if you still had to shoot and kill a child, you still come home a murderer, you know?
Right.
It's that no one wins, everyone fighting loses.
2010?
2010.
Oh yeah, we're right in the midst of the war overseas.
Oh, and then 2014 when Monsters Dark Continent came out, it takes place from the perspective of two officers in the Marine Corps, two officers in the Army who are dispatched in part of this war zone, but it takes place where the Taliban is, and they still exist, and they still hate the United States. So these...
Different director, right? He didn't come back for this.
No,
he did the sequel too? Oh.
Yeah. But it's a very terrifying film because the U.S. military is there essentially to provide humanitarian aid, but they don't want it. They don't want any of our help. They want to fight this alien menace and possibly make it worse for everyone on planet Earth, and they want to kill anyone who gets in their way because it's a religious thing for them, you know?
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, it's a really tough movie because you see people who are offered aid. They're offered with open arms help, and they go, no, I'd rather shoot you in the throat, you know, and then take it. It's rough.
Yeah, that sounds like not a fun time.
No, and in the movie, these two officers, they get kidnapped by people in the Taliban, and they're held hostage, and they watch as one of the aliens comes through and just decimates their camp by walking straight through it. That's all he does is just fucking demolish it by walking through it, and they escape into the desert. And they just start to slowly die in the desert in this place they've never been before, while they watch everything else flourish around them. It's real rough.
So then after that, then you watch Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah.
Get that balance. Yeah.
No, I think it's Pulp Fiction, Monsters, Dark Continent, Lords of Dogtown.
Beautiful.
You gotta end it out with something that makes you feel less like killing yourself.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie? I think it's called Midsummer.
Yeah.
Dude, I
We've
love
talked
Midsommar.
to an extent about that before
Yeah.
you joined the channel.
That's the one where they do psychedelics at that fucking little ceremony and they dance and stuff, right?
That's
Man,
the one.
Yeah.
I have heard that's so good, and I haven't seen it yet. I want to watch it
Why did you bring it up like you watched it?
because I just wanted to see how you guys felt about it.
I thought he was going to be like, man, I watched it last night.
Exactly.
That
I
shit
was so
fire.
excited
Yeah.
for us to talk about it with him, but now we can't spoil anything.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
watch that shit.
Yeah, it's really
God.
good. Maybe that'll be another one in the movie club, which
See, the main thing that's kept me from watching it is it's like a 3-hour movie,
it is long as
isn't
fuck.
it?
It is
God
long
damn,
as fuck.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth it, but it is.
But it is a tough sit. There are some certain moments that are tough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Yakob, our host, gave us some homework not too long ago.
I did do that.
He did, and he asked explicitly for us to watch From Dusk Till Dawn before the next recording, and then we didn't. So now we're doing it for this recording. So we have all recently, as in within the last week, watched from start to finish From Dusk Till Dawn. And I have to open this by saying Quentin motherfucking Tarantino, toes in his mouth.
Loves it. Loves those feet.
Toes in his mouth.
The man wrote it specifically
know.
so he could do it.
I told him before he watched the movie, I said Quentin Tarantino wrote himself into that movie for one scene. One scene.
And then afterwards, he dies and he goes, I got my job done. It's all good to go. And who am I going to cast in this toe role? Selma Hayek? Yes, please.
Oh. What were you about to say?
Has he been in any of his other movies?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Does he do
not
stuff in those movies?
Not anywhere near the role he has in this one.
He cameos in almost all of his
he-
movies, but he also didn't direct
great.
this movie,
Yeah.
so he was just
Yeah,
acting
well-
in it.
Okay.
But I gotta say, he plays himself. He plays who he fucking is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know he was in the writer's room going, oh yeah, make her pour the whiskey on her knee.
Yeah.
Make her put her toes in my mouth.
Right in my mouth. Yeah, right.
You know he had a hand in writing that part of the script. There's no way he didn't.
Oh man. Yeah, Connor had never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, so this was our sort of ploy to get him to watch some movies that we think he'll like.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's wait till the very end of the discussion to get maybe because we said we both thought he would give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
So
Same
at the
thing.
very end, I'm gonna ask you out of 10. So be ready
Okay.
on what you think.
Okay.
Before we get too deep into it, I have to ask you as a
Please.
film buff, film fan, film friend of mine.
Yes.
You think Robert Rodriguez actually wanted to cast Quentin Tarantino in this? Or do you think Quentin pulled the hey buddy card and got in this movie?
I think it was almost
do
certainly the Hey Buddy card.
Same, because Richie's character is just fucking awkward.
Yeah.
Every scene.
Also, before we get too far into this, if you have not seen this 30-year-old movie, we are going to spoil it.
Every
So-
single scene.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen this and you are just sitting going, man, I haven't got around to that, I want to watch it, we'll throw up some timestamps, so it'll be down in the description if you want to skip over this part. But otherwise, be ready for a good talk about this very silly movie.
Hey Jake,
Hey,
what's in Mexico?
El Rey.
Mexicans.
I was
Mexican.
gonna say it. I knew the answer.
Yeah, he did. I
That
love that
is Seth's
scene.
line,
At the very
isn't it?
beginning, he goes,
Yeah.
what's in Mexico? Like Mexicans. Also, George Clooney. Every time I don't go a year or two without seeing a George Clooney film, that dude is just in command of the screen. Every moment he's on camera, he has such wonderful acting presence.
Also, just seeing him play a more villain-esque character is so
Yeah.
fun. Dude never plays
And he's
bad
so
guys.
good at it.
Oh,
And
so good.
Even his good guys, they're bad guys.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
Oceans. Oceans.
I
Is he
mean,
really a good guy? Is he
he's-
doing good stuff in that movie?
He's a very charismatic guy, though.
Yeah, he is.
he's a very
God, I
cool
love
guy,
him.
Yeah. Danny Ocean, great guy.
No, dude, if that guy...
I wish he was my best friend.
If that guy came up to me and told me he wanted to marry my daughter, I would go, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here you go.
There she is, for you. Do you guys want me to start with some of my notes, or do you have notes you want to launch into?
I was just gonna say, what'd you think of the opening?
The opening? See, in my head, I was just going to give you the rundown of
Yeah,
my experience
let's do
with
that.
the movie.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
launch
Do that?
into it, baby.
Okay, because honestly, I don't have any notes, but
That's okay.
if I watched it last night, so I've got it fresh in my head. So, I sat down and I opened up Pluto TV. Looked up the movie, kind of saw the picture on there, saw that it was a little bit older of a movie, and I kind of thought, oh, all right, here we go.
No.
And I didn't read...
movie from the 90s. It's so old.
I can't believe they've done this.
I didn't read any of the description of it. I just pressed play and
you had no idea what it was about.
No, not a clue.
That's what I was hoping for. I was so hoping for that.
Yeah.
The thought of being able to watch this without knowing the like halfway twist would be just incredible.
Well, and that's the thing. I was super lucky to watch it as a young child, and I had no fucking clue. So we kind of had the same experience, except I mean, essentially we are the same age. You know, I was 7. You're like 39.
You're like 39.
Same age, right?
Same age.
Pretty close, yeah. So it opens up, and there's that little, I think he's like a cop or something, talking to that guy behind the counter, and they're having their little conversation. And one of the first things I want to point out is that cop was like, yeah, man, those fucking guys, they must be high on weed, whatever.
Yeah.
And the very next thing he says, give me a pint of that fucking Jack back there. I'm getting tanked tonight.
Yes, sir.
My fucking guy, man. But anyway, they have their little conversation. He goes in the bathroom. Dudes come out, and I thought, oh, like there's already a twist here. This is getting kind of interesting already.
See,
and
whenever I watched it, I had forgot about that. I forgot that they were right there already in there. And whenever they walk out, I was just like, oh yeah, what a great opening.
When me and Shannon watched it, that shocked me. She noticed.
Really?
She said, why is that guy holding that girl? Because in the beginning of the shot, when the cop walks in, you see George Clooney pull her arm over to the right by the cooler.
See,
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't fucking notice that until she said something.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that scene plays out was pretty cool. The way he's like, hey, shoot all those liquor bottles. And then he lights that toilet paper, throws it over, and fire. When they're walking away from the building, it just keeps exploding. I thought that was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah. And then it all went downhill.
You gotta admit, though, that beginning scene absolutely paints them as badass bank robbers.
Absolutely, yeah.
That they will kill anyone
Before they get to that motel.
Yeah.
The motel is where it starts to degrade their characters a little bit. At first, they seem like some in-control badass dudes.
Yeah.
Even after murdering 4 people at the gas station.
Yeah, see, they get to the motel and they bring that girl in there. They tell her to sit down, shut up, whatever. Homeboy ends up leaving to go get some food and stuff, and dude's like, hey, just come hang out in the bed with me for a little bit. And then a couple minutes goes by, homeboy comes back, they're talking on the table, and he realizes the girl's not sitting at the couch, so he goes, where is she? He says she's in here, and then he walks in, opens the door, and you see those flashes of the blood on the wall.
What a great
I thought,
good.
I thought that was really cool, man. That drew
very
me in.
impactful.
I was like, oh man. And then like it finally turns and you can kind of see the aftermath in the background
body.
and shit. Yeah.
What also really sells that is, again, just how good George Clooney's facial acting is, where he's sitting there and you don't know what it is that he sees, but you can just tell it's fucked up.
bad,
And he's just, why are you like this? Why are you like this?
One thing that I love about that scene in particular is that if you pay attention, he keeps opening and closing his hand around the gun.
Yeah.
And I love that because that's a sign for me of like, when I was younger, when I got stressed, I used to just do this sometimes to like get the energy out, and I can tell like that looks like somebody who is fucking anxious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He looks like he might feel like he might have to kill his brother.
Yeah, see,
Right.
that whole thing followed up with the little scene where he's like grabbing his brother, throwing him against the wall, and saying, "You are not fucking doing this right." I thought that was very impactful. I was like, oh damn, he's getting into his brother like that. That's cool.
Well, and then the news scene that you saw right before that gives you that background of, oh yeah, one of these guys is a successful bank robber, and one of them is a schizophrenic murderer.
Yeah. And see, they were on their way to Mexico. They get into that fucking RV. They get past the border and stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, once they're in Mexico, homeboy's still gonna have this psychotic, uncontrollable urge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Can I pause real quick?
yeah,
Were you assuming that the movie was going to be about Richie making bad decisions and almost getting them caught?
yes.
Fuck yes.
Of course.
That's
Of
what
course.
Shannon thought too. She was
Yeah.
like, why is he bringing his brother? They're across the border and he's still going to get them caught.
Yeah.
But he loves his brother.
I was thinking the same thing. They get to Mexico. They get to the titty twister. And I felt like at that point the movie started to take a cartoonish turn. That fucking homeboy outside, we got all kinds of pussy.
We got cow pussy, we got dog pussy, we got cat pussy, we got chicken pussy, whatever pussy you want, we got it. You buy one pussy today, we give you a pussy of equal and less value for 1 penny.
If you can find pussy cheaper than that,
fuck
yeah. That monologue by Cheech Marin is just one of my favorite parts of the movie because it's so ridiculous, and Cheech Marin just sells
the
it.
shit out of it.
That dude is eating every bit of scenery. He is chewing that shit.
I gotta point out, I've never seen a movie where somebody looks less like they've been to a strip club, but they're writing a scene about a strip club. At the end of the movie, I looked at Connor and I said, "You recognize that guy? The one who is busting the door open?" And he goes, "Maybe." And I said, "That's the border patrol agent." And he goes, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, and it's the pussy dude out front of the bar."
He plays 3 roles. Yeah.
And he plays all 3 of them so fucking well.
Yeah.
They get out of an RV and they walk up to the guy, and from what I remember, that fucking we got all kinds of pussy guy was just like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And then he fucking steps aside, dude, and fucking punches him.
I think he asked him a question like, "What can we do for you?" or something like really helpful, and then he just gets fucking grabbed and headbutted.
Step aside, asshole.
George Clooney just pops him right in the face.
Just George Clooney things, though.
No,
why
as you
did you have to do that?
Well, he didn't, but it was for the plot.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's all angry.
They get inside and all the naked women dancing everywhere. That fucking band shooting alcohol everywhere. And
I love that band.
I love that band.
I love that band. Yeah.
The conversation with Danny Trejo and this fucking bars for bikers and strippers only, whatever he said. Truck drivers.
And that was Danny Trejo before Danny Trejo was Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
He was just becoming an actor, and you could tell that he really was enjoying playing those parts, you know?
And he is in every single one of Robert Rodriguez's movies.
Every single one.
They are
including
friends.
Both of the sequels to From Dusk Till Dawn, which I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I've never seen them because why would you?
Yeah,
but he's the
good.
only one that's in all 3 of those movies. Yeah.
So they do all that. There's that scene where the girl comes out with that snake and does her sexy little dance and fucking puts her foot in homeboy's mouth and shit.
Normal stuff as you do.
Yeah. And then the guy that got punched comes in and he's like, "Hey, these motherfuckers are assholes, whatever," and they go to kick him out, and the homeboy gets stabbed in the hand again. His hand starts dripping blood, and that fucking dancer girl, Salma Hayek, I think that was?
Salma Hayek.
She sees that blood, and I see her twitching, and then her face changes, turns into a vampire. And if I'm being totally honest, I lost all interest in that.
Oh no, you checked out?
I thought this has turned into the most ridiculous shit that I could possibly watch. Why would these two make me watch this?
Dude, you watched
movie?
Jackass for fun.
Yeah, Jackass was fucking gold to me. But anyway, I kept watching it, and once she turned into a vampire, I just had that face like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? What is this turned into?
He said, "Bro, what?"
Yeah, and then the big fight happens, and at that point I was kind of dozing off, and then I fell asleep, and then came over here and finished the movie.
This motherfucker fell asleep during the most action-packed and eccentric scene in the entire film.
I saw the big fight. Like I said, when we started watching it, I remembered more than I thought that I had seen. And kind of speed forward a little bit, the very last scene where they kind of get in their separate cars and leave. I just kind of thought, like, dude, he fucking kidnapped this person's family. Now this girl's dad and brother are dead. She's just by herself, and he's just leaving her there?
Also, at the beginning of the movie, she states that she doesn't know how to drive because her brother and her offer to drive the RV for her dad, and he goes, "Oh," as if.
Yeah.
So she clearly doesn't know how to drive an RV, and then she drives away in the RV.
Yeah, one thing I did think was kind of funny is when they meet up at the goodness, what am I trying to say? They meet up at the titty twister once the sun comes back up, and he's like, "Man, do you know where the fuck you sent me? Why did we have to meet up here?"
Yeah.
And he's just like, "I mean, this place is as good as any, man. I don't know."
Whatever.
And that's when they say the title line. He goes, "Yeah, this place is as good as any. It's open from dusk till dawn."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said the thing. They said the title of the movie. But yeah, I thought that was a funny little scene. After all that shit, he's just like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I just thought, why not?"
Do you love the last shot where it pulls back and you see that it's built on that giant, like,
I thought that was a cool image.
temple,
Yeah. I thought that was a cool image. The Mayan temple with all the trash and shit around
I gotta say,
it.
one of my favorite lines, "Hey, you want a beer? They're cold.
Come on, man, they're cold.
We got import and domestic. Need you." And then he presses at him and walks away.
Which is funny because they're in Mexico, so I wondered if
Is domestic
just,
American and if import's American and domestic is Mexican.
or are they both just Mexican? Like,
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, what What does he mean by that? But
That is a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love this movie. I'm sorry you didn't vibe with it as much as we did.
I mean, the first half of it, I thought it was fucking cool. Like, all the violence and...
He said vampires, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Bank robbery,
Yeah.
totally within the realm of
Love it.
possibility.
Yeah, see, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, upon rewatch, because I haven't seen it in probably like 10 years. On rewatch, I still love it just as much, but as I was watching it, I kind of had that moment where I was like, oh no, I wonder if Connor actually is going to like this or not.
Well,
because it is, I forgot how much of a almost B movie it is.
Well, the first half is a Quentin Tarantino film, and the second half is a Robert Rodriguez film.
Yeah.
This is not a Robert Rodriguez film by nature. This is, so we got a script and we went, how can I Robert Rodriguez this? You know what I mean?
Which because I was looking up stuff afterwards, and I saw that after winning the Oscar for Best Screenplay for Pulp Fiction, Tarantino went, I gotta write something new. And then he wrote fucking From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
He
I'm
went,
so glad you brought it up,
okay,
'cause that's
let
in
me
my
turn out
notes.
some trash. Let me
That's
write
in my
this
notes,
weird
Earlier I brought
vampire
it up
movie.
and I said, when they got to filming, he went into the writer's room and he went, hey guys, I think she should pour the whiskey on me. You know that when he gave them this script, that scene was not there. And then he went and he said, man, it'd be so much more believable if I fucking put a foot in my mouth.
This would be really cool, wouldn't it?
Oh God, put a toast in my mouth.
One
I
of my-
noticed there's like 3 or 4 of them.
There's like shots of it was when they're in the RV and Richie's watching the
He's
Juliette
staring at her
Lewis,
feet and she
and you
keeps
can just see
moving
the little
underneath
shots.
her
Yeah,
arm.
and it's like that didn't need to be in there.
No,
that
and
did
then
not progress
also,
anything in
the
any
scene
way.
where Salma Hayek stepping on George Clooney's chest.
Yeah.
No need. No
See,
need. Not for that 45-second shot of her toes and his chin.
Yeah.
See, there's that scene where I think George Clooney is talking to the guy driving the RV, the father of the family, and he's promising to keep his family safe.
That's the scene he was just
What?
talking about.
Oh, yeah.
In the back. Yeah.
One of the things he was saying is like, man, you saw the way my brother was looking at your daughter. You don't
Yeah.
want that, whatever. But then it cuts to them in the back of the bus, and he's like, if you want me to do what you said in the hotel,
Yeah,
I'll do it."
yeah.
And she has
Yeah.
no idea what he's talking about. I thought for sure at some point in this movie he's going to end up attacking her, and something's going to rise from that.
He only needed to rape and kill one girl in this movie.
Yeah.
That was enough for Richie.
Yeah. That was off screen at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly. Yeah.
Mostly. Hey, come watch TV with me.
Right here.
So weird.
Yeah, and he says it. He says it just so like, come on.
He says it in
And
the
he gives
same
her no room on the edge of the bed
He says it in the
either.
same tone. He says, hey, could I possibly borrow your ice bucket? It's
Yeah.
the exact same tone
Yeah.
of voice. It's like he's practiced this.
And he's also like, hey, take your shoes off. I still have mine on, but yeah, take your shoes off. Get comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Yeah, really comfortable. One of my favorite characters is Sex Machine.
We were
For-
talking about that earlier
For
today.
literally no reason other than just the ridiculousness of
The cock gun.
Yeah.
The dual chamber cock revolver. Where
Every
there's
time
no
you fired
possible way
that,
actually used
your balls would be just
in
obliterated.
distress.
Yeah.
Also, it had 2 separate 6-shooter cylinders, right?
Yeah.
You guys know in a revolver, the cylinder needs to go directly behind the barrel to shoot.
Yeah.
Neither of those cylinders
Were
were
behind
anywhere
the
near the
barrel.
barrel.
Yeah.
He also only shoots the gun twice, and then it's out of ammo. So it's like, are those just for fucking show?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, I love that they have Tom Savini playing that character. Legendary, one of the all-time great special effects makeup artists. Huge. Did not do any special effects
Not
in
a
this
single
movie.
one.
Not a single one. They had Greg
And-
Nicotero leading it up
and
instead.
the special effects
Yeah.
in this movie, I gotta say, I love them.
I think they look
I
great.
love them. I
Honestly,
really love the
even
practical
now, I
effect
think they
work.
hold up pretty well. They look like
They-
they're from the 90s,
they
but I
hold up-
think they hold up well.
They hold up as good, if not better, than Claw,
Exactly.
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which I think is a movie that a lot of people take for granted, but those effects hold up incredibly
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One thing I did think they did a good job about, like, revealing the details about characters and stuff, kind of going back to the motel scene when Homeboy goes to get food, and he calls the girl over to the bed, and then it cuts off, and I think at that point they're showing, like, the news reports of, like, their death tolls and stuff like that. It started talking about all that, and then once Homeboy comes back into the room, and girl's not sitting on the couch, that was one of the first things I thought of that I didn't think of immediately. Once he walked back into the room, I was like, oh yeah, he was alone in this room with that fucking girl.
Yeah,
and
For
right.
this long amount of
Yeah.
time. I'm just gonna scroll through my notes real quick. I gotta give it to him for how absolutely wonderfully campy the gas station scene at the beginning is. I love Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney screaming out their moves to each other. All right, when I say 3, shoot the bottles behind him. Are you sure? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Pops up, shoots the bottles. It's so like you're yelling to the guy you're attacking what you're about to do, and he doesn't hear you somehow.
Right. I also love his slick move of where he like hits the shelf and then the little lighter fluid or whatever falls down.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
he
I was like,
douses
that's
that roll, and then he unrolls it a little bit, which I love.
Yeah.
He has to have something to light.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought that was slick.
I also love the explosion into the old school title card.
Yeah.
Gas station exploding into the movie title card is fucking sick. I want more of that in movies again. That was so cool.
And then the car drives and knocks it away, right?
Yeah, it drives right through it. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I love that style of like title card. That is very 90s.
Forgot how huge George Clooney used to be. That dude was massive.
Yeah.
And he did something a lot of other actors didn't do. He said, all right, I've done enough.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you mean?
Well, there are certain actors that are still around that are from that era of acting. I will reference a couple. For instance, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Or, biggest one, our famous World War Z actor. Can you think of the guy?
Tom Cruise?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Well, Brad
That's
Pitt
the
is
one.
on the list. Brad Pitt's the main one I'm going to reference today. That's a guy who still makes good movies, but he's fallen off significantly. Yeah. Not because he's a bad actor, but because he's fulfilled the roles he's capable of doing well.
Okay.
At some point, you get typecast, and you have to take a step back because all you're getting is typecast. He never took that step back, so he's been typecast for every movie since 2009.
I don't know what typecast is.
You're only viewed as a certain character. It's like, Bruce Campbell is always only just going to be Ash. You know, you're only ever going to get those kind of Ash type roles.
Yeah.
Or
that makes sense.
For instance, Owen Wilson plays Owen Wilson in every single movie he's in.
Because Ryan Reynolds plays.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg only plays Jesse Eisenberg.
Kind of just created that character for themselves.
Tom Cruise only plays tall, dominant white military men, even though he is a small in stature, short, white, non-military man.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, I had to get a couple shots in there. Sue me. Sorry. I dare you.
Come at me.
Yeah. This litigation will make my channel massive.
Please.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people fell into the typecast trait, and he did for a little while, but there was a point in his career where he said, you know what? I have done the best roles that I can do right now. I'm going to stop for a little while. And I think he will have other roles.
He actually just had a movie come out this year, and I don't know that he's had one in a while, but he and Brad Pitt were in a movie called Wolves. It was an Apple movie.
I saw some promotional material for that,
Yeah, I wanted to see it, but I'm not going to get Apple TV or whatever to watch. But I heard it was good. They were like Hitman or something in it. But it's funny that you call out Brad Pitt. It's like, it's that whole Ocean's crew. It's like, okay, guys. Yeah.
You know exactly what I mean.
Oh, 100%,
guys that
100%.
They did one thing and they did it too good.
Yeah.
And Hollywood can't see them as anything else now.
Exactly, yeah.
And for a lot of people, very fulfilling careers doing that. I don't want to dog on that in any way. I'm just
none
incredibly
whatsoever.
happy to see somebody who broke that mold.
Happens to the best of them.
One more. I would literally lay my life down for Salma Hayek. In a moment. in an instant. Oh my god.
Do you think when she heard that she had to put her foot in Homeboy's mouth, she was like, fucking of course.
No, I think she heard it and went, so that's in the contract, right? I can't walk on this one? Okay, all right.
Okay. I read that before the movie, she had a massive fear of snakes. And whenever she read in the script that she had to have that giant, like, anaconda, whatever that one boa constrictor around her neck, she was like, well, shit. So she went to, like, some therapy for, like, 2 months to try and, like, work through that, and then she was able to do it. But
I'm pretty sure that was a big python.
Python.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, fucking nerd.
Hey, I believe you. You're the spider master.
Yo, monkey man, before ripping a man's heart out, has got to be one of the most badass lines I've ever heard, ever. And could not have been pulled off by any other actor.
I love that they do all that stupid shit where they're pulling hearts out and they're just like pushing their hands through their chest like Play-Doh. And I never even once thought anything of it, but then they had to have the line to explain it away.
Where their bodies are mushy.
They're mushier,
You could punch their head right off.
A man, it's tough.
Yeah,
But these guys, and it's like,
why'd you touch me?
It's like, we did not need that exposition whatsoever. Like I was believing it. It was fine, and they had to get that in there.
I love when he rips the guy's heart out, and he just goes. And then he looks at it while his hand shakes for some reason.
That Walmart version of Blade.
And then another one of, if not the best lines in the movie, right after they finish mopping up the room, they turn around, "Now let's kill that fucking band."
Yeah.
I love that they go, "I'm done with this."
Everybody, good night.
And they just
I love
explode.
that band so much.
Yeah.
I love that once they become vampires, his guitar is suddenly the human
corpse.
body.
Yeah.
Like, that is so sick. Yeah.
He had that on lock. He had
of course. He was ready to go.
What is it about this era of action movies, zombies, vampires, werewolves, where the main character ones that turn explode when they're killed?
It's such a spectacle era where,
Because all the other vampires in this movie just light on fire and
Ignited,
disintegrate.
yeah.
But like 4 of them explode, and it's the main
Viciously,
character ones.
yeah.
And they big enough explosions to kill the vampires nearby.
Right,
You
yeah.
know?
They are just the boss vampires. They're stronger than the others.
that's what it is, yeah.
So when they die, they release more energy.
Yeah. I'm on the last 2. I gotta say, I adore movies with grim endings. This one has a perfectly dark ending. I love that George Clooney's character, he's there now with them.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to sleep and he's gonna know that 60 miles to the south of me is where that happened.
Yeah.
You know, and those bats, they could follow you. They could
Exactly.
find you.
Yeah.
Same thing with that girl. Her whole family's dead. She doesn't know how to drive stick, and she's trying to limp this fucking motorhome in first gear back to the border. You know what I mean?
I will say, I do love that ending where it kind of subverts your expectations, because it's like, of course she's going to go off with him and she's going to live that kind of, you know.
And he says no, which
yeah.
is incredibly respectful.
Yeah. He goes, "Oh, I might be a bastard, but I'm not a fucking bastard." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's great.
I love that line.
Yeah. That's a great subversion on that kind of trope of, oh, yeah.
And that wide pan to the painted portrait of the Mayan temple,
Yeah.
pretty sick.
The
Pretty
matte
good
painting.
thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I have no
That's
idea if that's a
cool.
matte painting.
It looks like one.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, though.
Yeah. But that's From Dusk Till Dawn, guys. That was a fucking amazing movie. Super happy to have seen it a few more times.
I will say there's also, don't even worry about this. You can plug your ears, Connor.
Okay.
There's also a TV show. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I'm interested.
I watched the first season and I actually really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time a year went by and the second season came out, I had already kind of forgot what
Drifted away,
happened. And
yeah.
it's one that I also have no idea if the second and third seasons kind of held up, but I really liked the first one. I think you would like it too.
I'm excited to check
Fucking
it out.
Fez is
eventually.
in it.
No shit.
Yeah, Fez is in
From the
it.
70s show?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, baby.
That dude's stupid handsome.
Yeah, he is.
That dude's stupid handsome.
And he knows it.
Yeah, he does.
He knows
He
it.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Connor, I'm going to ask you the all-important question.
Yo.
1 to 10, what do you give it?
I'd say I'd give it a 5, maybe even a 6.
Wow. After this conversation, I thought you were going to give me like a 4, so I'll take,
No,
what, 5.5? Is that what we're going to say
Yeah,
here?
we'll say 5.5. Perfect.
Okay.
Because the first half of the movie, like I said, that drew me in. I thought it was super interesting. And the shot with the hotel, with the blood and blah, blah, blah. Super cool. And then once it hit the vampire realm,
Goes off the rails.
yeah, I did lose most of my interest, but there was still some funny moments and fucking interesting little shots and whatever.
There's some
So
funny moments.
shut up.
Interesting little shots.
Shut up. Your life is a funny moment.
Fuck
Man.
yeah, it is, baby.
Hey, we were only 1.5 points off, you know?
Put her there, pal.
Hey, ow. Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn, classic.
8.5 in my book.
A lot of titties. Appreciate it.
I'd probably go an 8.
8?
8, yeah.
I think 8.5 because I appreciate the campiness on a level that's my childhood,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
You know, that 0.5 is nostalgia.
See, I know the point of movies. Part of the point of movies is to escape reality a little bit and just appreciate a story for what it is and whatever. But when I watch movies, I'm one of those people that's like, that couldn't really happen.
The point
Or
of
fucking.
The point of movies is not to escape reality. The point of movies is to feel something. And you felt
Whatever.
something. You felt disbelief, and you felt, I'm not into this. So it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
It's not your favorite movie, but it did what it set out to do. It made you feel something, even if that feeling was disconnect.
Yeah.
even if it gave you a negative emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is the whole suspension of disbelief, and if a movie can't pull that off for you, then
It can't.
you can't.
And that's
it's
okay.
fine. It works
There's
for me.
nothing wrong with you at all.
Yeah.
You did great. It's just not your kind of movie.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's something wrong with me.
Well, many things, but
Well,
not this.
not this, yeah.
Not this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the movie, but I love it from a perspective that is just wholly different from yours.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got you to watch it, even if you didn't love it. I am incredibly appreciative that you did. Thanks,
Absolutely. I am personally kind of glad I watched it last night, so that way it was fresh on my mind to go back and
Honestly, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah. All right, boys. Do you guys want to get into some games? Connor, every single night, he's been calling me. He's been going, Jake, I want to replay this game. I had so much fun. And I said, Connor, relax.
It wasn't fair last time.
Relax, damn. We're bringing back game case trivia from the very first episode. Connor's favorite. He fucking loved it.
Weren't you so good at this game? Right?
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, right? Okay, I'm
The best
gonna
ever.
sit here quietly.
For everyone who does not remember
And you won't.
game case trivia, I am going to read the back of the box of a video game. I'm going to read the back of the box. It's just whoever knows it, shout it out. You get a point, and we'll go from there.
Well, the only one here who's going to be shouting is Jake with his voice.
Yo,
He's
as
gonna do so
loud
much
as
shouting.
possible.
Yeah.
Kiba, how many points do you have?
Zero.
Zero.
Right, zero.
Coming in at 0 because
Oh, God,
he
I
hit
was right.
50 last time.
Do I get a point for being right?
No, absolutely not. And Connor, you are at 29 points.
Oh, my guess was 34.
Not quite. And for everyone at home, that was with the 15-point handicap that he got last time because I accidentally gave Kiba extra points. So.
I forgot that you got a handicap.
I did too.
All right, here we go. First game.
Let's hear it.
A bona fide masterpiece. With survivors scattered and civilization in ruins, time is running out for Delta Squad in the spectacular conclusion to one of the most celebrated sagas in video games. Play the biggest ever blank campaign solo, 2-player, or with 4 players on Xbox Live. Challenge your friends on fast and fair dedicated multiplayer servers. Horde and Beast modes deliver the ultimate co-op experience. This is the most influential franchise of this generation from G4 TV.
From G4 TV. Gears of
That's
War
the
3?
quote.
I
War
was
3?
gonna say, because you said the word horde, I was thinking Gears of War.
It is Gears of War 3. Kiba got it.
I would not have specifically guessed 3.
You guys couldn't hear it, but in the middle of him describing that, I looked at Connor and went, do you know what the fuck he's talking about?
And I went,
Hey Kiba, that's 2 points.
Really, only 2?
Only 2. That's
Wow.
all you get, bitch.
I gave you guys such generous points.
All right, here's the next one.
let's hear it.
After narrowly surviving the horrific onslaught in Blank now seeks clues in search of her missing brother. The Blank memo reads, confidential, phase 1, test complete, phase 2, Paris facility fully operational. To her horror, she discovers Blank's insidious activities are not isolated to the remote Midwestern city. No, something much larger is going on here. Flesh-eating zombies.
Killing Floor 2.
Incorrect.
Killing Floor 1.
Incorrect. Horrific
Killing
beasts.
Floor 3.
Incorrect.
Call of Duty Zombies Cold War.
Horrific beasts and even stranger mutations
Black Ops 2.
have spread to a global scale.
Black Ops 3.
Just how far does this twisted conspiracy
Black Ops
extend? What is Blank really up to?
Black Ops 6.
And who is behind this biotech terror?
I would think one of the Resident Evils.
Zombie Army 4.
What is your guess, Connor?
Resident Evil 6.
That is incorrect.
Hold on, give me the
2.
blue again. It's definitely not 2.
3.
Definitely not
4.
Well, definitely not 4. We're
1.
playing that. Well, maybe. Probably not. Maybe Wesker was the guy for 1, but yeah.
After narrowly surviving the horrific onslaught in Blank now seeks clues in search of her missing brother.
Oh, this is Claire Redfield. She's looking for Chris Redfield. This is Resident Evil 3. Yeah, this is Resident Evil 3 Remake, I'm assuming.
Is that your guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Resident
That's
Evil 3.
incorrect as fuck.
Oh, wait, Resident Evil Code Zero.
That's also.
No. Resident Evil Code Veronica.
He
Resident
got
Evil
it.
Code Veronica. There it is. Yeah.
Again,
So,
trying to get those deep
yeah.
cuts just for you.
It's when you get specific with it that I'm like, oh, I don't fucking know.
Jill Redfield infiltrates an Umbrella operations facility on a remote island. I get it now.
That one was just for you. I knew Connor wouldn't know.
Yeah.
that. No one would know that except for you. I just wanted to get the deepest one, and it took you a
It did
longer.
take me a second.
He did get through his Resident Evil, though. I will give him that.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, very impressive.
I might be speaking out of turn. I feel like he might have earned a point.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I feel like
yeah.
you earned a point on that one.
I actually think you both. I think you both should get 2 points for that one. Yeah. Here's the next one. Brave the depths of a forgotten kingdom. Forge your own path in blank. Epic action and adventure through a vast ruined kingdom of insects and heroes. Explore twisted caverns. Battle tainted creatures. Connor is smiling at me, but he's not saying anything.
I'm letting you go on.
Explore twisted caverns. Battle tainted creatures.
Is this Hollow Knight?
This is Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
You really let me have that?
I knew
That
what you
was-
were talking
You really?
about.
Why?
No, okay,
Why?
we gotta give him that one. Because I saw that dumbass
He did
smile.
not say it. I am not gonna give it a
I
point.
saw his dumbass smile though, and that's what tipped me off to
I'm
it.
fucking teeing that shit up for
Yeah.
you, Connor.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't say that. I just knew it, and I was like, let's just hear this out to the
I
end.
looked over and he was like, and that's what made me go fucking Hollow Knight.
Well done, Connor. Well done.
That's funny.
All right, here's the next one. A sprawling metropolis full of self-help gurus, starlets, and fading celebrities struggling to stay afloat in an era of economic uncertainty and cheap cable TV. Amidst the turmoil, 3 very different criminals risk everything in a series of daring and dangerous heists that could set them up for life.
Payday 3? Payday 2?
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Payday 1?
Incorrect.
Is there more, or is that it?
That is it. It is one of the biggest games of all time.
3 people in
Sly
a
Cooper.
heist.
One of the most.
Grand Theft Auto 5. What am I
Grand
thinking?
Theft
It's Grand
Auto
Theft Auto 5.
Of course,
yeah.
yeah.
My mind actually thought of that.
Yeah, it's 3 main characters.
Biggest heist of all time.
Yeah.
Kiba just fucking slammed them back, every which one.
Oh, I do be doing that. I do be doo.
He's got a problem.
Here we go. Here's the next one. 1 ordinary man. 1 extraordinary adventure.
Siphon filter.
Actually a pretty good guess, but no. A 400-year-old clue in the coffin of blank sets a modern-day fortune hunter on a pulse-pounding exploration for the fabled treasure of El Dorado.
Tomb Raider. Uncharted 1.
Uncharted 1. There it is.
Drake's Deception.
Drake's
Fortune.
Drake's Fortune.
Drake's
yeah.
Fortune, there
Drake's
we go.
Deception, I think, is the 3rd one.
Good job, dude.
You would have had it though. If I'd given you like 30 more seconds, I swear to God, you would have had it.
I don't know about that
Did you
one.
ever play the Uncharted games?
Nope.
Really?
They're fun.
Dude, they're
They're
really
fun,
good.
yeah,
We might
yeah.
do that for the channel eventually. I think you'd enjoy those.
I've played a lot of video games, but at the same time, I have not played a lot of video games.
All right, here we go, Connor. Get that thinking hat right on.
Heard,
The
let's
BD
do
all the
it.
way down.
Epic fantasy reborn. The next chapter in Blank Saga arrives. Blank reimagines and revolutionizes the open world fantasy epic.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. There it is.
My
You
mind
said-
was so blank. I went, what the fuck? And he went Skyrim, and I went, oh shit, that is Skyrim.
You said, all right, Connor, and I, for some reason, just thought this was going to be something we talked about or something. Something I brought up.
Oh, $2 right in that pocket. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you're rich as fuck.
Cargo pants are overflowing.
You gotta empty them out. The jingle jangle of those coins, it's too much.
Are Jacob Bucks distributed in coins?
Absolutely. Deception shatters innocence. You are awakened by a mysterious voice that guides you through the plagued city of Blank.
Dark Souls 3?
A once lively place that has been poisoned by madness and bloodlust.
Fable.
Tokyo Ghostwire?
In our Souls-like, those are good guesses. In our Souls-like, you must adapt yourself and your weapons to face untold horrors. Untangle the unfathomable secrets of the
Lies of P?
Lies of P. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's just for you, Connor.
Hell yeah.
I should have known.
That's another
I
$2
should have
bucks.
known.
You said Souls-like, but I started thinking about the voice, and I was like, no, there's a fucking thing that talks to you. And I was like, wait a second. It might just be in your head. There's nothing that talks to you.
Yeah, whenever I said untangle, I was like, ooh, is that going to be the clue? And
It was not.
it was not. It was
no.
not. This is going to start out with one of the grossest blurbs I have ever seen in my life. So here we go. Sometimes a killer body just isn't enough. Discover why millions of people worldwide go adventuring with blank. Explore ancient ruins and fight off deadly enemies in gorgeous 3D worlds.
Tomb Raider.
Because
of her titties.
Yeah, they're so pokey.
Because of those weird triangle titties.
Everyone loves them.
They do. They still to this day, they do.
Still do. Oh, Kiba, killing it. Experience an epic journey across the dying West. When federal agents
Red Dead Redemption 2.
When
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Redemption 1, that's it.
Don't make fun of me.
Oh, well done, well done.
I think he said it, not you.
I did.
Make fun of him.
Those 2 Jake bucks that I just gave you out of the kindness of my heart, I'm taking those back.
Shit!
Alright, last one. Master the art of the kill. I have dedicated my life to the study of the deadly arts. I can blend in with any crowd.
Beef?
Strike from any direction.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna give it to Connor. Thief was a good answer, though. Thief was a good answer.
Thank you. I'm always thinking of your era of gaming. You know?
I try and get kind of a little bit of a variety.
You do.
Try.
You got a couple things geared towards me on that one.
Tried my best, man. I really thought you'd pick up that Hollow Knight.
No, I did. I just
No,
didn't
trust
say
me.
it.
I got it because he gave it to me.
Kiba, you got 14 Jake bucks there.
Fucking balling today, son.
Boiling.
And Connor, you got 8.
Sick. More than I thought I would get.
That is a lot.
Hell yeah.
Quite a few. You can buy a McChicken.
My dumb ass.
Man, that brings you up to 37.
Ooh.
Chicken and fries.
All right, you boys ready for our next game?
I'm so ready.
Let's hear it.
It is beautifully convoluted, so get ready.
Heard.
We are going to play 20 questions, so you will be working cooperatively as a team. Collectively, you will ask me 20 questions in order to try and guess what I'm thinking of. You will go back and forth, asking one question and then another until we get to 20. At the end of each question, you may make a guess if you choose to. If you get it right, you both gain points, but the person who makes the correct guess gets more. If you decide to make a guess and you are incorrect, you will lose points. So you have to make sure you're shooting your shot.
Oh, I'd be shooting my shots.
We are going to start with our first one. Who wants to?
I'll do it.
You'll make the first question. The category is people/characters.
Indiana Jones.
That is your guess?
Yes.
Dude,
That is incorrect. You lose points.
Fuck.
when you say we lose points, do we lose our Jacob bucks?
You lose Jake bucks.
How many did I lose?
You lost one.
Oh, fuck.
You feel free to actually ask a question.
Sorry.
Is this from a movie or a video game?
It has to be yes or no questions.
What? Is it from a movie?
No.
Is it from a video game?
No.
Is it from a book?
No.
Is it from a TV show?
Yes.
Is it an action series?
No.
Is it a drama series?
No.
Fuck.
Comedy?
Yes.
Is it post 2010? Think hard, son. Think hard.
Let me check.
Unprepared.
How many questions are we at already?
That would be, this is 7 right here.
Fuck.
You're answering the 7th one?
You say post 2010. It is in the midst.
So it is 2010. So or ongoing.
It is still coming out in 2010.
Okay, so ongoing throughout 2010.
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't even know what to ask. Is it a family show?
I'm gonna say yes, but with an asterisk. Like, do you mean family show as in like?
Jokes for the adults, jokes for the kids, everybody in the family can sit down and watch it, or primarily just adults?
I will say just primarily adults then.
Okay.
So no.
Was it a network TV series or was it some other series?
When you say network TV, you mean an actual airing network on TV? Yes.
Okay.
Is it animation or live? Is it animation?
No.
Is it medical related?
No.
Is it a male lead?
It is a male character.
Okay.
A male.
That doesn't
I
dull
would
it
say
down too much.
Yes.
It's a
yes.
lead? It's a lead?
I would say lead.
It doesn't dull it down, or doesn't reduce it too much. But
Is the show currently ongoing?
No.
oh, shit. Okay. I thought
We have 2
earlier
left.
you basically
We have 2
said that
left.
it was.
That is 12. So you have 8 left.
We have 8 left. 8 left.
Oh, shit. Man, I don't even know what to ask.
You're doing so good. You're doing so good.
Kiba, do you have another question prepared?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Is it something we've discussed recently?
I will say yes. I don't want to say super recently, but I will say yes.
Does the character do drugs?
No.
Not even like prescription pills prescribed to them or anything, just nothing at all.
I can't think of a single time on the show where we see them do drugs.
Damn, this is unrelated. I was low-key thinking, is it House?
That would be...
My thoughts were, he pops pills, he's in a semi-family related show, you know?
Not a medical show, though.
Yeah, well, to be fair, a lot of House is just drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it take place in a bar?
No.
Fuck, that rules out It's Always Sunny.
Shit, man. I'm trying to think of everything that we already know.
We got
Live
no
action.
Breaking Bad, no Hospital, no Always Sunny, even though it's a comedy. So we have 3 ways we could go, knowing what he likes. One
See,
of them,
I don't even really know like TV series that are.
we could look at The Office.
I thought about that one. Is it related to The Office?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Jim Halpert.
You want to ask a question first?
Does he have short hair?
Does
Sometimes.
does he have,
Oh!
does he have a love interest?
Yes.
That could still be 3.
No, because one of those characters never has long hair. Dwight always has short hair.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, Jim Halpert.
Shooting it.
I'm shooting it.
It is Jim Halpert.
Son.
He had like 2 questions left. He got
Yeah.
there. So, Kiba, you gain 2 Jake Bucks, but since you already lost one for Indiana Jones, you get 1 Jake Buck. And then, Connor, you also get 1 Jake Buck.
Look at you, dude.
35.
Hell yeah, man.
You gained 9 Jake Bucks today.
Oh wait, no. If I was at 29, I gained 8. That was 37. So now I'm at 39.
You're at 38.
38.
Yeah, because you got 1 and Kiba got 1.
Okay.
Oh, all right. You guys got there. You guys got that. Was the easy one.
That was the easy one?
That was the easy one.
There's another one? That was a tough one.
All right, I will go for the medium one on people and characters then. Connor, start us out. People and characters.
Is it a TV show?
It is people and characters, not a TV show.
Are they in a TV show?
Okay, yes.
Are they in a TV show that you thoroughly enjoy?
I will say yes. Yeah.
So thoroughly? You would say you thoroughly enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. That actually narrows it down significantly.
That doesn't give me much information.
All right. We want to start where we started on the other one?
Yeah. Is it another comedy?
Yes.
Is it 5 seasons or longer?
Yes.
Okay.
This one is also live action?
No.
No, this one's animation?
Well, it's gotta be. It's not live action because I know he doesn't like Wallace and Gromit.
Okay.
That's claymation.
I would consider that animation, even though it's claymation,
Yeah,
just for the sake of it. But
yeah.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Is it a character from The Office?
It is not.
Is it a male character?
Yes.
Is it from a hospital-related show?
It is not.
Okay. Alright, okay.
Is he a main character?
Yes.
Is he featured in all seasons of the show?
Yes.
Is there a handicapped person in the show? Like in a wheelchair?
No. None that are sticking out to me.
Okay.
Not in at least like lead roles.
So we know it's a male lead in a comedy. Does it take place in or nearby a bar?
No.
It's Always Sunny's ruled out again.
You also know that it's an animation.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it an adult animation show?
It is not.
Is it a child animation? Or like a kid's cartoon?
Does the lead have any tattoos? It's not Avatar.
Is it from the 90s?
Yes.
Is it currently ongoing?
It is.
Is it Under the Ocean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he yellow?
Yes.
SpongeBob.
Yes. Went a little out of order there, but I'll give it to you.
You took my question, but we both knew at the same time what it was.
I'll give it to you. Yeah. Kiba, you get 1. Jake Buck,
1.
Connor, you get 2.
True.
Oh yeah, dude.
One more podcast, and you might be hosting the game.
Yeah, very possible.
40.
All right, moving on to the next category: objects. Kiba, start us out.
Is it shaped phallically?
It could be, but traditionally no.
Is it handheld?
Yes.
Does it light up?
No.
Does it make any kind of noise?
No.
Is it at one point organic?
It could be,
Could be.
but not
Not explicitly.
Okay. Does it have any kind of daily use?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it made out of plastic?
Could be.
Is it a household item?
Yes.
Is it a seasonal item?
I would say no.
Would you use it to clean?
No.
Does it make a mess?
No.
Would you use it for entertainment?
No.
Would you use it for work?
No.
Would you use it for food-related things?
Yes.
What do we know so far?
Food is used for food. It's household.
It could be
Could
organic
be everyday use. Could be organic.
or plastic.
Could be plastic.
That is 14 questions.
Is it a cutting board?
Want to ask a question? You're going to shoot it?
Is it used in preparing food?
No.
Damn.
So it was a food-related thing,
But not used to prepare food.
Is it used for consuming food?
Yes.
Is it used every day?
I already asked that. You said yes.
Is it used multiple times a day?
By some people, yeah.
By some people. Goddamn. Do you put it in your mouth?
Yes.
Is there something on it when you put it in your mouth? Whether it be food or other items?
You're saying on it?
Yes.
I'm going to say not on it.
So it's...
You have one more question.
Do you want me to guess or do you want to try it?
I feel like I have a guess. Can we ask one more question?
You have
and
one
then
more
a guess
question, and then you have a
each?
guess. You have a guess at the end.
Yeah.
Is there something contained inside of it when you put it in your mouth?
Yes.
My guess is a cup.
I will give you cup. I had
Yeah.
coffee mug specifically, but I'll give you cup.
All right, okay.
I'll give you cup.
Whatever.
It's close enough.
Fucking
And you got right
whatever,
down to the
piece of
wire on
fucking
it.
Shit.
So, Connor, that is 2 points. Kiba, that is 1.
Hell yeah.
Man, you guys are doing good. You've gotten them all so far.
I like this game. At first I thought this is going to be hard.
It's a long game. This is a
It's a long game. It's a long game,
It
yeah.
takes a lot of thinking.
It
does.
man. When we were thinking of characters, I could not think of a question that would help.
Yeah.
We've got one more object.
It's you this time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a household object?
No.
Is it used for work?
No.
Do you find it in nature?
Yes.
Is it organic?
Yes.
Does it grow from the ground?
Technically, but probably not in the way you're thinking of.
Is it edible?
No.
From the ground. Not used for work. Not used in the house. Not
Well,
edible.
from the ground is a questionable answer, technically.
I'm gonna guess
not
it's
what you
something
think.
wooden.
Is it wooden?
It is not.
Is it large?
I'm gonna say no.
Does it change in certain temperatures? Like if it gets too hot, does it evaporate? If it gets cold, does it freeze?
Nope.
Is it firm?
Yes.
Like wood firm? Okay, alright.
Is it something you can go inside of?
No.
Is it something you take with you?
It can.
You can. Where are we at?
That's 11.
11. Okay, we get 9 more.
Is it something a person could pick up?
Yeah.
Is it living?
No.
Is it dangerous or toxic to humans?
No.
Is it brightly colored?
Yeah.
How many questions are we at? We have 5 more.
5 left. Okay, fuck.
Can you consume it?
No.
Is it a weapon?
I'm gonna say no.
We got 3 more, man. You mean
Dude, fuck, I don't know. Fuck, I'm trying to think of a question, but I can't think of anything that like doesn't tie into something we've already asked. You don't consume it. It's in nature. It comes from the ground, kind of technically in a way, but not what we're thinking. If you have a question, go ahead.
Is it wood?
I think you already asked that.
Is it wooden?
You did ask, and I said no.
No? Fuck.
I won't count you.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's not alive.
If you want to.
Is it a rock?
I've been thinking that as well.
It is rock adjacent.
Fuck!
Is it dirt?
No.
No, guys. I can't keep losing points. I'm sorry. I'm taking myself. I'm out on this one.
Let me get one question and one guess. Let me...
Come on, bring it home.
me
Home,
think.
Connor.
If you... This might sound weird. If you were underneath it, would it kill you?
And it, like, fell on you?
Yeah.
No.
No? Fuck.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to give up on this one, man.
Yeah, you got nothing.
A diamond.
It is a diamond.
No fucking way.
It is a diamond.
Guess? You're shitting me.
It is a
Are you
diamond.
giving me
No.
points for that?
Yeah.
Fucking way.
That was, he asked his
Fuck.
20th question, and then he had me guess.
I'm going.
damn.
Fuck you guys. Fuck this. Fuck everything.
I'm proud of myself. I'm
Yeah,
happy
well
about
done.
That
Well
raised,
done.
That raised my body temperature at least 5 degrees.
Oh, Connor, well done.
Thank you.
That is 3 Jake Bucks right there.
Nice, dude.
Then Kiba still gets 1. He was good. He did good.
Really, I don't even know what made me think of that last second. That was just
Yeah, that was a great pull.
the very last thing that
Yeah, it's
entered
like
my mind. I was like,
it comes
what?
from the ground, air quotes, but it's not
Yeah.
like
Not
planned.
close.
Yeah.
Not close.
Connor, you got another 8 Jake Bucks.
Another 8?
That brings you to 45.
No way.
And then Kiba, that stupid bitch, only got 4.
He stormed off in a fit of
He
rage.
did. That brings Kiba to 18 Jake Bucks. That's still pretty good in one episode, 18 Jake Bucks. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'd be stoked about it.
That was actually a lot of fun. I'll give it to you. That was a good game.
I enjoyed that
Yeah.
thoroughly. I think I
Yeah,
did
good.
that most of the
Now
time.
that I'm learning the games, I'm slowly preparing myself for them more. That way, each week, if we do a repeat, I'll be a little bit more ready.
Good.
You know.
Good. All right. Well, hey, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Whichever one knows what the end of the podcast is, it is the
Recommended!
Would one of you please describe what the recommended page is?
The recommended page is a page in which we recommend
It's
things.
when we recommend something, we have personal interest.
And then
so
we recommend things on the page for recommended things.
if we like stuff, we say,
We
hey, you
recommend
should
it.
Check this out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Who wants to go first?
Kiba, go first.
Why do people keep volunteering me for this? Fuck. I'm gonna shout out a band called Darko US. It's a conglomeration of other musicians, some really good bands that I enjoy.
Of a super group.
Yeah, sort of. So yeah, sort of. Yeah. But Tom Barber, former vocalist for Lorna Shore, current vocalist for Chelsea Grin. Hey, it's that band, pretty good guy.
It's crazy you say that, because I was going to say I've been listening to a lot of Lorna Shore recently. With Will Ramos's fucking inhuman fucking vocal
You're
cords.
a new Lorna Shore fan, dude. Check out Songs. That early era Lorna Shore when Tom Barber was in there, just hey.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of just getting into him.
Man, he's got some garbage disposal vocals.
Yeah.
They have a song called Grimoire. It's so good.
Okay.
Grimoire, peak of Tom Barber's time with Lorna Shore.
Well, since you came up with something that was relatively close to what I was going to say, I'll just come up with something fucking out of the blue like I didn't with Lorna Shore. But, have you guys ever checked out a show called Black Mirror?
Yes, I'm very familiar.
Yeah, Black Mirror's great.
I haven't seen all of it, but I've watched a bunch of episodes. One of the interactive episodes, the one with the video game
The
designer, I think it
Bandersnatch.
was.
Yeah, Bandersnatch. Yeah, it's cool.
Bandersnatch was a cool concept.
I thought those were fucking sick, man.
Did you play the game? Did you do the interactive bits?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get a terrible ending?
I got a couple different endings.
They're all
One
terrible.
where each
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no good ending there.
But yeah, each of the episodes that I watched, they all drew me in, and by the end of it, I was like, dude, what the fuck is happening?
Do you have a favorite out of the ones you watched?
Not necessarily. The two that stick out to me the most, there was a black and white episode about this girl running away from this, like, electronic dog thing.
Oh, the Boston Dynamics dog. Yeah.
And then there was another one where there was like a dating service kind of thing where these people kept going on dates, but then these two people met, fell in love, but this thing said you're not compatible, so they had to keep dating other people, and then they escaped the world, and then they're like, oh, you passed the test. You guys actually are in love. Mm-hmm. And that just stuck out to me.
I'm surprised you didn't pick the pig fucker scene.
That's the one that I was going to
That's the one that everyone picks.
It's the very first episode.
It is, and it's by far one of the most graphic.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was listening to the Distractable podcast on my way over here, and they started talking about Black Mirror, which is why it was on my mind, and they were talking about the pig fucking scene.
Yeah. It's the most egregious scene in the show.
I don't think I've seen it.
And it's episode 1.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah.
And that's coming from a dude that watched the Aaron Paul episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will mention another episode that stuck out to me. There was a guy that went to this like mansion to do this virtual reality experience, and it kind of turns into like a horror episode, but they make a lot of references to real video games. Mm-hmm. And the one that I was actually able to catch by myself is the lady that's like instructing this guy on what to do. She eventually says, "Would you kindly do this?" And I thought, Bioshock. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't have Gladys in that episode, to be honest.
I am going to shout out a comedian. His name is
Bill Burr.
Jeff Arcuri. He is kind of blown up on like TikTok and Instagram and all that. He's one of the like new wave of crowd interaction kind of comedians. I've been watching him, kind of watching his growth for quite a few years now. Super funny dude. I actually just saw him perform stand-up like a week ago. Dude's super, super funny, really talented.
Is that where you got your sickness from?
I was actually sick before that. But yeah, it's the dude's really quick, really smart, and he's also engaged to Katie Thurston, one of the Bachelorettes. Yeah. Isn't that fucking wild?
I don't know what that is.
Connor.
Okay, you do know who that is. Okay.
From The Bachelorette. She was on Matt James' season.
No, trust me, you know who that is.
Yeah.
No, and she didn't win, and then she became the Bachelorette later, and she got engaged to Blake Moynes.
Oh.
And then they dated for a long time, and then they split up. And then she went on Bachelor in Paradise, and she didn't find love there either.
Yeah, you're right.
So then she ended up with Jeff Arcuri. Come on.
Just so you know, neither of us have any fucking clue who that is.
No, you guys do. You're putting me on. It's Katie Thurston. Yeah. Everyone knows Katie Thurston. Come on.
Poor dude.
Yeah. Poor dude.
She's been ran through by that TV show.
What about Big Ed? You know Big Ed.
Yeah, Big Ed.
You know
how big is Big Ed?
Pretty big.
Dude has no neck.
Big Ed.
Short guy?
Yeah, he's not going on any Bachelor show.
No, he's not.
But yeah, that brings us to the very end of the show. If you guys haven't seen it, this Monday we put out our very first episode of Resident Evil 4 OG. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. It's our kind of anniversary series we're bringing back.
So excited for that.
And then on Friday, we have the next episode, and then every Friday after that, we're going to keep pumping through them. I hope you guys enjoy it.
We also just put out episode 1 of TNL, which is totally not live. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. Give us some feedback. If there's anything you want to see, anything you want to see less of, any editing styles or tricks you'd want to see us incorporate, let us know. We appreciate it a ton.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that brings us to the very end. Thank you for watching. Love you.
Au revoir.
Peace and love.